Good morning, Fellowship Hi-Crest. It's good to be with you for Jumpstart this morning. Today I'll be reading from Romans chapter 1, verses 8 through 15 in the New Living Translation, so go ahead and join me there. Let me say first that I thank my God through Jesus Christ for all of you, because your faith in him is being talked about all over the world. God knows how often I pray for you. Day and night, I bring you and your needs in prayer to God, whom I serve with all my heart by spreading the good news about his son. One of the things I always pray for is the opportunity, God willing, to come at last to see you. For I long to visit you so I can bring you some spiritual gift that will help you grow strong in the Lord. When we get together, I want to encourage you in your faith, but I also want to be encouraged by yours. I want you to know, brothers and sisters, that I planned many times to visit you, but I was prevented until now. I want to work among you and see spiritual fruit, just as I have seen among other Gentiles. For I have a great sense of obligation to people in both the civilized world and the rest of the world, to the educated and the uneducated alike. So I'm eager to come to you in Rome to preach the good news. All right, this is God's word. All right, as I was reading this, I have verse 8 really sink into me. It says, your faith is being talked about all over the world. I mean, wow, that's a remarkable kind of faith that people can't help but talking about it. They're saying things like, hey, did you hear about what's going on in Rome and this group of people? Like, I met them and I want to tell you about the story. And it just spreads and spreads and it's kind of irresistible. Sometimes when I hear stories like this in the Bible, I think to myself, like, how can I make my story match theirs? I'm tempted to think, can I do more and can I be better? And I make it about myself, which totally misses the point. I mean, it wasn't their accomplishments that made people admire them, and it wasn't their accomplishments that made people talk about them. It was their faith in God, no matter what their circumstances were. That no matter how good or bad life was, they knew that God was going to see them through it. They had a complete trust and confidence in him. So someone's sick, I trust you, God. I lost my job this week, I trust you, God. My car broke down, I trust you, God. School's hard, I trust you, God. I'm struggling with addiction, I trust you, God. The holidays make me sad, I trust you, God. These Roman believers had faith in God just like we do. They knew what God had done in the past, and they knew that God kept his promises, and they knew that this God would sacrifice everything for them, and he was worthy of putting their faith in. So my question for you today is, how is your faith in God? What is your view of God? Is it too small, or is it worthy of the God of the universe that cares deeply about your story? Thanks for joining us today. Continue to power up, pour in, and spill out.